All right, guys, let's talk about 5 essential tips that it takes to scale to 7 figures in revenue. Just wanted to make it clear that this is revenue. I think sometimes people may slightly unintentionally mislead people into thinking this is profits, but I will be talking about how to do this. And if you're wondering why I am able to talk about this, is because I've done it 2 years in a row. I think if you do something once, then cool. But if you're able to do it twice, then you have an idea what you're doing. So that's why I am making this video, because I feel like I'm qualified. And I want to just share what I know to you guys, because I want to see other people reach this level. I think it's totally possible. And I think that many of you will be able to do it, especially with these 5 essential tips. All right, so let's get right into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is quality product. This is very, very overlooked, especially for a lot of people that are just getting started and you're just drop shipping and you don't really think too much about if the product is good or not. You may still be a little bit maybe ignorant to how some suppliers may just send you a completely different product to you ordered, or if you're drop shipping, like they may send a completely different product than you ordered, or they might just be using an image and selling you a very inferior product. So obviously more brands that really take their brand serious, they have done many things to kind of avoid having an inferior product, and they focus on having a superior product. I know when you're first starting out, if you don't have a lot of capital, it can be very difficult to do something like this. But good news is Shopify Collective recently launched. I made a video on it. It's on my channel. It's the video prior to this one. And on that video, I just basically tell you a bit about Shopify Collective and how basically it is a way for you to drop ship using verified suppliers that Shopify has already vetted somewhat, and it's other brands on there, and basically you're able to just source and sell their products without worrying about any of the fulfillment. You just collect the money. So if you're unfamiliar about that, you should watch my last video. I am personally signed up for the wait list, so as soon as I get in, I'll be making more content on what's actually inside of there. But first thing, the importance of offering a superior product is it's just going to put you in a very, very good position with new customers, which means that these customers will be coming back to you. And that's exactly what a lot of people don't focus on when they're telling people about Shopify, drop shipping, e-commerce in general, is that you want to put yourself in a position where your customers are constantly coming back, because the more customers you have returning, the more you can spend on acquiring a customer. And that is something that a lot of people are too short-sighted to see. And that's why a lot of people really fight for day one profit, which is not a bad thing, but you can survive and even thrive as a business without having day one profit. So high quality, how quality impacts customer satisfaction and loyalty. Just basically what I was just touching on is that customers will be a lot more satisfied if you have quality products, as well as they will be loyal to your brand. They will come back and give you more money. So let's say you log into Facebook, you're spending your ads, you're getting a cost of purchase of about $30. You're selling something for about $60. You have a 2 ROAS. Your break even might be something along the line of 1.3, 1.4. So you're bringing home some profit. The beauty is that if everything goes really, really well with that customer, they have a great experience, they get a great product, they get good packaging, and they're happy with their order, that that $30 that you spent to acquire that customer, now you can make another $60. And if you sell multiple items, maybe the next time they come and buy 2, so you make 120 off their second order. So if the first order they gave you 60, the second order they gave you 120, now you've earned $180 from this customer, and you paid $30 to Facebook once for this customer. So you see how that kind of works in your favor, where the lifetime value of your customer is actually the more important data to be looking at. Because now you know that, hey, if I can make $180 off of a customer over a 2 to 3 month time period, Now you can scale a lot more aggressively, and you can say, all right, if I'm looking for just the 2 ROAS, instead of just focusing on spending $30 and getting my 60 back, if my back end is strong, if my product is quality, if everything is going well, I can afford to pay $60 to get a customer, which means that I can really push up my ad budget by a lot, because I know that within 2 to 3 months, I'm going to make $180 back. And obviously, you need more sufficient data, which means that you need to have a vast majority of your customers coming back before you decide to do something like that. But it's just the potential of what you can do. And just think about yourself. Think about how you live your life. How many times have you went and shopped at a brand multiple times because you got a good product and you had a good experience? So that's basically why you need quality product. And some strategies for maintaining product excellence and consistency is just get really close with your supplier. Try to test your products out before you send them out to customers. Get your hands on it. Know what you're sending. If it's a product that you can't use because you're selling it to a different demographic or a different sex, then you need to make sure that you can have someone, whether it's an influencer, a friend, a worker, to make sure that their product works as intended before you push it out to the market. That's the easiest way for you to kind of control your product excellence. Is just see it first before you send it out. All right, moving on. Understand how ads work. I mainly work with Facebook. I've generated 99% of this revenue, maybe 97% of this revenue with Facebook. So whatever you're using, you just need to understand how it works and understand how advertising works in general, right? Facebook ads may be relatively new, and when I say new, I think it's been around for maybe 7, 8, 9 years. I'm not really sure, maybe like 2013 or 14. But the point is that advertising has been around for years and years and decades before Facebook ever existed. And the only thing that has changed was the channel. But the core psychology of how advertising works and how humans react to certain things has not changed. So if you learn those core basics about influence, about psychology, copywriting, stuff like that, then you'll be great at whatever platform you use because you have the core principles. So value the core principles over some type of strategy that someone is saying implement, because the ad is what genuinely does the work. Understand that all the ad is also doing is just bringing people to your landing page. So if you have a great ad but a bad landing page, you're not going to seek success as well. So just understand how the ad works, and that the ad cannot do 100% of the selling job. The ad can bring the people, but once the people are at the landing page, you have to make sure that the landing page is converting those people. All right. And key metrics to track and optimize ad performance. Whatever platform you're using, personally, I use Facebook. You just need to know how to look at the data that you're getting, because all you're doing is looking at data and making decisions. So if you don't know how to look at that data correctly and make the correct decisions, then you're just going to constantly find yourself in a loop of frustration and wondering why something is not working, because you're not able to see data and come up with a correct conclusion of like what this means and like how to move forward. And a lot of you guys don't know how to optimize at all. So that, I would say, for an entire new video where I would just go over how I look at my metrics, what metrics I think are key, and how I optimize my ad performance. And moving on, some tips for creating effective and engaging ad campaigns. Like I said, you just need to know marketing at its most basic level so that you can take that and implement it into whatever niche you're in. And just remember that you are, in a business of persuasion and just influencing people to make a decision. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. What your job is pretty much is to find out what way is working the best for you on just this specific channel and really push hard at that. And then you will break through new levels if you're stuck. And if you're just starting, you will start to see some results. All right, moving forward, another tip is ecosystem approach, right? So what that is basically you need to have an entire ecosystem pushing people to purchase from you and to keep purchasing from you. And I think a lot of people, they just set up their store and they run some ads to it and that's it. They just stop there. If you want to hit 7 figures, It's going to take an ecosystem. It's going to take you having a really good email marketing system. It's going to take you to have Google branded ads. It's going to take you to be on multiple social media platforms. It's going to take you to look like a real business out here. You're not going to be able to just have one store and one ad account and just drive all of this traffic there and not have any plans on retention, any plans on just how to catch customers that fall off at a specific piece of the funnel. You need to be able to pick them up somewhere else. So that's why you need fantastic customer support. You need to be on all social medias. You know, sometimes a customer might leave Facebook and look you up on Instagram. They might leave Instagram and look you up on Pinterest, depending on what niche you're in. But majority of customers are going to leave wherever they found you and Google you. So you need to make sure that when they Google you, you're popping up. You have a branded ad on Google. People are there to see you. They're able to search you. They feel that you are a real company. All right. And when you have a well-rounded approach, it improves the customer experience. They feel better they trust you more. You built up that rapport with them. Okay. You build a rapport. You have what seems like a real brand. They will feel better about sending you their money. All right. You built up the social proof by having a ecosystem. People trust brands that are in multiple places and not just in one place, because then they feel like, well, this may be a scam, because a lot of people have come into this industry and taken advantage of vulnerable people. And now we have to deal with the trauma of that has caused. All right. So that's basically what I mean by ecosystem approach. The fourth thing is you want to build a brand, right? You need to find out what your brand identity and values are. Again, that's really in depth. I will make an entire video on that. If you're interested in learning about these things, then, just, what to do. I'll be constantly launching videos weekly that just cover some topics that I feel like need to be talked about, especially for people that are in dropshipping and people that are new to drop shipping, and just brands and anyone in e-com and D2C space in general. Yeah, so you want to define your brand identity and values, and you want to establish brand consistency across all touch points. And what a touch point is just anywhere where you are reaching contact with your customer. That can be an email, that can be an SMS, that could be an Instagram post, that could be a Facebook post, that can be an ad that they see, that can be organic, that can be a Google ad, right? It can be a YouTube video, it could be a TikTok. You just need to make sure it's all cohesive and it all feels like the same team is putting out this content and the same values and beliefs are there. And simply use the same font when you can, use the same type of language, use the same images and profile pictures and logos and just little things like that. Use the same colors. That really goes a long way. People feel more like you start to become recognized when you do it like that. And leveraging branding to stand out in the market. You have to understand that at a certain level with certain niches, you don't have access to some otherworldly material that no one has access to. At a certain level, you all have access to the same material, and customers are really going to just buy with the brand that they resonate with or the brand that they love the most. And most often times than not, the price doesn't really matter at that point. They just care about the brand. So it will help you edge out a lot of your competitors by customers just feeling more in touch with your brand. So that's why branding is very, very important. And I recommend that you guys really take that seriously, as it will be the reason why you get someone else's customer or vice versa. And to end, the last thing is customer experience. You have to make sure that you're delivering an exceptional customer experience, because like I said, it will make your life a lot easier when trying to scale up to 7 figures. If you have a large percentage of your customers coming back, you're going to be able to scale harder. You're going to be able to confidently know that you can pay a little bit more than your competitors or than you usually would pay for a new customer, because you know that, hey, they're going to come back. And a big thing is going to be shipping. Like, you have to understand, especially if you're targeting the US, they are used to Amazon. They are used to a lot of these big companies that they buy from shipping in 3 to 5 days. You need to try your best to get as fast of a shipping line as profitably possible. But also you need to, if you can't, it is what it is. You can work on that when you grow. You can hit 7 figures without having 3 to 5 day shipping. I will say that. but also you just need to communicate, have it clear on your website what your shipping times are, because you just don't want customers to feel like they have been lied to, confused, or cheated or any way like that, because they are not going to shop with you again, no matter how good your product is, no matter how well you did the other four things. If their experience that they have after you convince them to buy is not stellar, they will not buy again, and it just makes your job scaling more difficult, because now you have to keep getting new customers, which you're going to do anyway. But to have customers come back is a great revenue, and the LTV, it helps you have more profit, it helps you scale more aggressively, and it really, all to be completely honest with you, it really helps you hit your goals. Okay. And the last thing that we're going to kind of touch on is just strategies to create a positive and memorable customer experience. And that's just going to be having a really great product, having really cool packaging, decent shipping times. I can't stress packaging enough. I'm pretty sure most of you that watch this video have bought something from Apple or a tech giant that maybe is, Samsung, LG, Google, anywhere, where you just really bought a really nice laptop or a really nice phone or tablet or iPad or whatever the case may be. And when you unbox it, you just felt like it was worth the money. So you want to be able to give that experience to your customers, because that will separate you from a lot of people who really don't put effort into that. Especially as a newer brand or newer store, you want to do something that have people thinking, wow, because that will get people to talk and tell other people about your brand. And then you will be making money from customers coming back as well as customers referring you. So if you remember earlier, we did a scenario where, let's say you were paying $30 per purchase on Facebook. That $30 that you're paying could stretch into hundreds of dollars in just a 3-month period, where initially you're paying $30 to get 60. If that customer tells another customer, because if that customer tells 3 of their friends because they had such a good experience, now you have 3 more orders at 60 a piece. So now that's another 180 on top of your original 60, right? Which lands you at 240. And that's not even including the fact that the first customer buys again. So that one $30 cost per purchase that you're getting from Facebook could easily stretch out and give you back more than a 10x on return. And it's not going to show up in the ad account at first, and it's not going to be easy to track. It may not be very trackable at all, but you will feel it in your profits. That's how you track it, is that your profits will be a lot higher than just a basic 2 ROAS, because as you grow and as you continue to give customers a great experience, your ROAS could start to increase. And it's not going to be because your ad account is doing any better. It's because you're going to see a lot of people that are returning customers. You're going to see a lot more organic sales that you don't know where it came from. And it could be very well a lot of referrals from other friends, especially if you have a good referral program in place. Then you're going to be incentivizing your current customers to get their friends to come and buy. So it's a lot of things that you can do, and it's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about on this channel. The importance of having referral programs, the importance of working with influencers. It's going to be a lot of different things that I share with you all. And once again, I am qualified to share this information with you is because for 2 years in a row, we have hit 7 figures, and we are doing the things that we're talking about on this channel. If I was not doing these things, I would not be sitting here making these videos, and it would not make sense. It's easy to spot the people that really do this from the people that don't, because of the things that they talk about. If someone sits here, I'm not going to talk about the ad account every single video. I'm going to talk about real things that affect your business, and what sometimes is the one reason that you're not able to hit your revenue goals. And when we reach 8 figures, I will be able to tell you how to get there. So right now I'm working on how to get there, and you guys can, hop along and just see the things that we're doing to go from 7 to 8 figures. It's going to be an amazing journey. Hope you guys enjoyed this video so far. You let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. If you have any questions, I will try my best to be as attentive as possible and answer as many questions as I can. And if you have any suggestions for new videos or anything that you want me to talk about, feel free. Don't worry, I will talk about the ad account. We can talk about Facebook ads. We can talk about the ad account. I'm not against that, but I do think it's a lot more important things or things that are just as important that a lot of people kind of overlook, and they just focus on, their ad account and stuff like that. But if you want to really build like a real business that's very sustainable, then it's a lot of things that you can do. So hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. Like I said, you leave comments if you have any suggestions or anything like that. We're going to be coming at you guys weekly with just a lot of content that you guys can use to grow your company and reach your goals.